found this really cool ball and clawfoot desk at Goodwill. It was a really great buy. I couldn't pass it up. So I brought it home and took some great video of the before. I knew that I could really do something special with this small desk. I knew that it was a really good solid piece of furniture with the ball and claw feet and the solid mahogany wood that it is built from. And there's my little doggy Oliver, who's always by my side. You'll see here that the close-up of the ball and claw feet, and it's got really nice legs, and it was a really good solid piece of furniture and very well made, and not a lot of damage, just a few scratches on the top of it. So I wanted to get a shot of the inside of the drawers and just show you a really good before picture. And so I began the process of cleaning this piece of furniture up. I used some Citri Strip here. You'll see it is a product that strips the varnish and old furniture polish, and I also used mineral spirits to stop the activation of the Citri Strip, and then I used my Ryobi sander to sand the top of it to strip it down to bare wood. So you'll see here that I am preparing my sander. I have attached my shot back to the end of the sander so that there's not a lot of sanding dust, and I've got these sanding discs that I just Velcro on my little sander, and I will get to work sanding. You'll see here that the top of this desk just turned out beautifully. I got all of the old varnish and furniture polish off of it, and I just love this wood grain. It turned out so pretty. I'm very, very happy with it. I also removed the hardware, and it was pretty dirty, so I put a mixture of water and white vinegar in a pan and let it boil, and I put the hardware in for about 4 minutes to boil, and then I took it out and let it cool off a little bit, and then I used Barkeeper's Friend to scrub with a toothbrush and get all of the old excess dirt and everything, and it just turned out really, really nice. Oliver. Here you'll see that I've removed the drawers of this desk, and I'm just gonna give it a really good clean with some hot soapy water. I've got Dawn dish liquid and hot water, and I'm just going to use a rag to wipe this desk down inside and out and underneath the, on the bottom, turned it upside down and cleaned it really well. It just needed a really good wipe down, and then you're just gonna let it dry really, really well before you start painting. I also cleaned the insides of the drawers and got them really nice and clean. Vacuumed them out first though, and then wiped them out with my hot soapy water as well. So they're really nice and clean. Here you'll see that I have some Iron Orchid Designs paper clay, air dry paper clay, and some molds. And this is the Heirloom Roses mold by Iron Orchid Designs. And I'm just preparing some molds of little leaves and flowers that I will have ready once I have painted my piece. I'll have these ready to attach to the desk so that it'll give it a really nice feminine look and a little bit of a floral embellishment. So I'm just getting these ready in advance, and you'll see a little bit later on in the video where I attach these paper clay molds. I'm using a little bit of cornstarch here with a paintbrush, just an artist brush, to use on the mold before I put the paper clay in there. That keeps the paper clay from sticking to the mold. So I brush it on with a little artist brush, and then I pinch off a piece of the air dry clay and work it in my hands a little bit to warm it up and get it pliable, and then I press it into the mold, and it makes the imprint. So this is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed using the paper clay in the molds. This was the first time I'd ever used it before, and I really had a lot of fun with it. I made several leaves, and I made some stems, and then I made some of the flowers, and I just set them aside. You can make these in advance if you want them to still be pliable when you attach them to the furniture like I did. You can make the molds and then put them in the freezer so that they don't harden. They're easier to manipulate if they are still a little bit pliable when you put them on your furniture. And so I wanted to bend mine around the corners of the desk and have them sort of work around from the front to the side. So I needed them to bend a little bit, and if I let them dry, they would be breaking. So in order for them to be bendable, you'll see here as I pull it out, it takes the shape where you could just attach that on a corner of your piece of furniture. So that's what I did here. Here I finally have begun the creative process of this desk makeover. So to be able to get to the legs really easily, I turned it upside down and put the desk on a stool that I have in my studio. It rolls and swivels, and so I'm easily able to get to the legs and get the feet and legs painted of this desk. You'll see that the ball and claw feet are what I'm working on first. The ball part I painted with some Kissing Booth and Cowgirl Coral. And I'm also using my Lil D brush here to brush on some Salty Kiss by DIY Paint. I'm using all DIY paint, which is a clay-based paint. DIY paint is highly pigmented. It's a great paint to be able to use multiple colors and blending, and it's a lot of fun to work with. So that's what I'm using here. So I've got Salty Kiss, Monet's Garden, and I will be adding also some Bohemian Blue. So you'll see here that I'm turning the desk, and it really made it a lot easier to get to these legs by turning it upside down. So I recommend that if you need to paint the underside of a piece of furniture and you can turn it upside down, that's really the best place to start. Here I'm just using a baby wipe to do a little cleanup on the top edge of the desk where I accidentally got some paint. Baby wipes are really great to do that extra cleanup, and because the paint is reactivated with water, it was easy to clean those places up. Here you'll see that I have used some Golden Ticket by DIY Paint to add a little bit of glam to my desk on the corners, on the ball and claw feet, on the corners of the drawers. And this desk has lots of texture now and some different colors that I've added underneath some of the layers of paint. You'll see that it, like I said, it has texture. It's got that little bit of a glam with the golden ticket paint on the legs and on the corners and edges. I just really love using golden ticket to really add a little bit of glam and shine to my piece. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. You'll see here that I have started placing the flowers, leaves, and stems that I made out of paper clay earlier on this desk. I'm using Type Bond wood glue to attach these pieces to the corner of the desk. Here you'll see that I added a stem that would go across where the drawer needs to be pulled out. So I had to use a knife to cut that stem so that the drawer can be pulled out. I used various tools like my 5-in-1, some screwdrivers, and some palette knives to manipulate the paper clay and add some texture and just fine tune where the leaves and the stems and the flowers all join together. It was just a fun process to put all this together, and I just really enjoyed it. So here is my finished product. I absolutely love how this desk turned out. It is so feminine and pretty. I really enjoyed using the paper clay molds by Iron Orchid Designs. I love using the golden ticket paint as touch up and accents on the flowers and the corners of the desk and the drawers, and all over those leaves you'll see that little golden shimmer everywhere. It just really adds such a feminine quality to it. I listed this desk on Facebook Marketplace, and it actually sold within just a couple of days, and the lady that will be using it is going to be using it as her makeup vanity. So I thought that was a perfect use for this pretty desk, and so I'm really happy with that. And I'm just so happy with the way that it turned out all together. I will definitely be doing a makeover like this again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So please be sure to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. I'm new to YouTube, so I would love to have you subscribe and leave any comments that you might have or any questions. So I will see you next time, and thanks so much for watching.